Welcome back to Chrono Trigger. We're still here in 1000 AD, except Medina's been taken over by monsters.
I think it's always established that it was always made by monsters or something like that.
I don't know. Technically, the first time we get there is after we've gone to 600 AD, so this is supposed to be the first time we realize that this village is taken over by monsters. Except for this guy.
Yeah.
This is Melchior. He can sell you stuff. You can also talk to him way back at the beginning of the game when we were showing Marl around, and he was offering to buy Marl's pendant.
And I think you just bought the same gun that you already had.
I might have, I don't know. I'm sitting here buying armor because armor's better.
That's because, like, I think you bought the plasma gun again, even though you got that in the last dungeon.
I can't remember if I did or not. If I did, oh well, it's not like I can't get money back.
I know, but it always gets me, like, every time, like, I'm just playing a game, like, I don't even realize that I have two of the same item, even though, like, I just bought one when I already had it. I'm like, fuck.
Well, see, the thing with Chrono Trigger is I don't mind if I overbuy things, because you're never going to be low on money in this game. If you are, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, but it's the concept of the thing. Just like it.
I know. It's one of those things like, dang it, there goes 200 gold I could have used on something else. I get what you mean.
Yeah. Give Luca that, a berserker.
No. Honestly, I cannot. Honestly, I don't like those kinds of weapons. I don't like accessories that make me lose control of my characters. I mean, for a game like Chrono Trigger, it's not that bad. If you give it to somebody like Robo, that's mainly just physical attack based anyway, then it's not too bad. But I'd rather not. I'd rather have control of my party.
Yeah.
And now I can finally clear up inventory space. I should probably sell that Bronze Edge. I'm not getting Frog back for a while, and he's never going to need that sword ever again. I don't know why I'm keeping it.
3 iron suits. Yeah.
Spoiler alert: we do get Frog back, and he's never going to need the bronze sword ever again. So I should probably sell it. I don't know why past me is not selling it, but oh well. And I always like to keep at least like 10 or 15 shelters, just in case. I very rarely ever need to use them, but I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
Yeah.
The only downside, though, is I think Melchior sells them a little bit higher than most other stores do, but it really doesn't matter too much.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot better than the store we were in before that was run by monsters, so...
Oh yeah, I mean, at least we can afford this crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place looks interesting. Probably isn't going to be very important. Well, it'll be important later. We'll be back here later. There's a reason why he's out here.
And Heckran Cave.
Well, let's go through the Heckran Cave now. In the last video, we were in the end of time, and we learned how to use magic. And it's a good thing we learned how to use magic, too, because magic's the only way you're going to get through this cave.
Yep.
Some of these enemies are weak to physical attacks, but there are a couple enemies you're going to run into that can only be damaged with magic, so...
Rather like...
There's a reason why the game gave you magic at this point.
Yep. These guys are pretty easy to deal with.
Well, we fought them before. These guys were back in the castle.
Hench.
I like the names they give to some of these guys. Also, I didn't mention it, but I do like that freeze frame of Marl just floating in the air like that whenever you win a battle. It's like,
I'm going to make it after all.
At this point, you're basically... I'd say the best team to have is Marl and Luca, because... As I mentioned before, we're going to be running into monsters that can only be damaged with magic. And while Robo does have laser spin and stuff, I personally like to use dual techs that involve Marl and Luca.
Yeah. Come on, let's fuck shit up.
What about you? What's your preferred team for this point?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, the kind of dual techs that Chrono has with the girls, they're pretty damn good.
I mean, how often do you use Robo if you play this game?
Whenever I can, honestly. I think I would probably switch him out with one of the... I don't really know who I would switch him out with right now, though.
Yeah, the only two characters I typically switch out a lot are Marl and Frog, because they have similar magic abilities. Plus, they can both heal, so...
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's the point as to why you get why Frog and Marl have the same magic abilities. Is so, okay, if you don't like using Marl, you can use Frog, who's basically the same character.
Yeah, but from what I can tell, if I remember correctly, Frog's magic attack isn't really that strong. It's something, but it's not, like, as strong as Marl's.
No, like I mentioned before, Frog's more like a red mage, so his physical attack is a little bit higher than his magic attack. Also, these guys can blind you. That's the stat that Chrono has right now.
I think that's only with physical attacks.
Yeah, so it cuts your accuracy in half, which kind of sucks, but since you're supposed to be using magic in this cave anyway, physical attack shouldn't matter.
Yeah, plus, what RPG doesn't have, like, the blind stat where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna miss, like, a shit ton of times?
Did Xenoblade have that?
I'm pretty sure it did, or rather, like, I know it had something where if you were enough of a lower level compared to the enemy you're fighting, you're gonna miss more often, and you'll do less damage regardless.
That's right. Well, now we got Temporites. These guys... I was gonna call them something else, because we fight a similar monster in a different point in the game that uses the same sprite. And they're more annoying than these guys. But this is why they're expecting you to use magic, because all of your magic attacks are pretty much going to one-shot every enemy in this place.
Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is running out of MP, but yeah, you should have plenty of ethers, I think.
Yeah, and that's why Melchior sells them right outside the cave, so you should just get them. And I think we find a couple of them in chests here too.
I just imagine Melchior rubbing his hands together all greedily, like, hey.
Like, all right.
Money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta make money somehow. how else do you make money in 1000 AD?
Sell other things?
I didn't think money was a concept back then.
Yeah, no, I think money's been a concept for a long while now.
I thought that didn't start until like the early 1800s, but I don't know. That's history for you. And this is me trying to be sneaky and getting all these guys in at once. God damn it.
Just outside of range.
If those two up there were just a few inches lower, I would have been able to get them all with that fire world.
And Chrono just got frozen. No, I'm kidding.
That would be some shit if you could accidentally hurt yourself if you're standing in the animation.
Like, have you ever heard of friendly fire?
God damn it. Well, I mean, you can use physical attacks, but because these guys have such high defense, it takes longer, and you may as well just use magic.
Yeah, I mean, I think the magic only costs like 3 or 4 MP just to use.
Yeah, and I got a mid-ether from beating these guys, so enemies drop ethers, so they expect you to use magic here.
Yep, and I see bats.
Frickin' bats! Okay, these guys you want to use magic on, because their evasion is frickin' through the roof.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, they're not just bats, they're cave bats.
I don't care. Go slash. Dang it! Chrono, you had one job!
And 3. Okay, that was barely enough.
See? This is why you need magic.
What the hell? Chrono just was barely, like just a bit of damage off, and he could have pulled it off.
Like I said, Chrono, you had one job!
You came up short, man.
Like, maybe I should have used Cyclone, but I didn't want to waste the MP. Slash should have been more than enough.
Apparently it was just barely not enough.
Fuck that.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
God damn, bats.
It's like something like if you were fighting a boss and then you're just running low on health and everything, then you spend like an entire turn or two just helping everyone recover. Then you throw out one attack and then it's dead. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, it does. To add insult to injury, it does 1 damage and he dies.
Yeah, you're just like, what? But
like all I had to do was hit you one more time. Fuck.
it's like, so I wasted all
Anyway,
this
we got the
time
magic
healing
scarf.
up for nothing.
Anything that increases magic attack, either give to Chrono or
Luca.
whoever you're giving magic tabs to, because
I would say Luca, considering she is the strongest magic attacker.
I mean, Chrono is pretty much a jack of all trades character. He's mainly for physical, but he's like the second best mage in the game, ironically.
Yeah, I think it is because, well, you do use him for like considering he's like a part of the party, like forcibly, like you can't switch him out. I think they wanted you to have like someone that was actually good in just about everything.
True, but it's more just like he's not the best mage, but he's better than He's better than Luca, just barely though.
Nah, Luca's definitely stronger in terms of magic. It's just
Well, early on, I mean.
yeah, somewhat.
Until Luca learns Fire 2, Chrono's better than her. Because Fire 2 is even stronger than Lightning 2, which is kind of crazy. And we got more rollies. God damn it.
Roll out.
Roly poly. Then they're dead. And Chrono gained a level. Huzzah. This is also a good time to switch around your party so you can learn dual techs. So far, the only triple tech you can get is with Chrono, Marl, and Luca, so don't worry about those too much.
Yeah, plus I think there are a few like triple techs that you don't get unless you have certain items.
Yeah, but that's only with a specific character.
Oh yeah, because they're pretty much, well, it's
He gets fucked over only because he's an optional character that you don't necessarily need to get in order to beat the game.
just use magic or slash or something. I don't care.
I will not.
You will not. Oh jeez.
This is just me being stubborn because I want to save my magic.
You're like, I don't want to use ethers. Fuck that.
I honestly thought he had less HP than he did.
Oh jeez. Please tell me you start using magic eventually. There,
Yes.
there you go. Okay, fine.
There. I honestly thought he had less HP than that.
Oh jeez.
There. He's dead. Are you happy now?
Yes, but it could have been done a lot sooner.
Shut up! I thought he had less HP than he did. I hit him with Slash. Usually that brings him down to like 10 HP.
I know, we've seen that. It's just like... oh, man.
There, he's dead. I don't care anymore. Oh, God. I never said I was perfect at this game.
I know, but still, I was like, it's a pretty old game.
I haven't played it in a while. The last time I played it was my old LP, which was like 2 years ago.
I don't know, and it's pretty simple, too. Just...
Shut up! Well, why don't you record it and do a better job then?
Alright.
Oh, sure you will. You say that now, yet... Actually, what version would you be recording?
Most likely the virtual console.
Ah. So you didn't get Final Fantasy Chronicles that had this in Final Fantasy IV?
I never owned a PlayStation until PS3.
Ah.
I could probably just download it off the PS3 as a like classics thing, but
Yeah, you can get Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IV on PS3. You can't buy them at the same time, unfortunately, but
still, I'm pretty sure the PS3 version would... Like, I know it emulates even the load times, because I've played Final Fantasy VII on the PS3, and it still takes a while just to, like, load things, because it's emulating
yeah,
PS1 hardware.
If you're gonna buy Chrono Trigger on a virtual console type deal, get it on the Wii or the Wii U, because that's the Super Nintendo version, and it's much faster.
Yep. Yeah, the only downside, no animated cutscenes, but...
No FMVs.
Yeah.
But if you want FMVs and no load times, then just get the DS version.
Yep, that's... But unfortunately, then you're going to miss out on the Woolsey translation.
Like we mentioned this before, the DS version is the superior version of this game.
Yep.
It has the most accurate translation. It has all the FMV cutscenes from the PlayStation version. And it has tie-ins to Chrono Cross as well.
And the load times of the Super Nintendo version.
In fact, it's from what I can tell, from what I've heard from people that played the DS version, it pretty much makes Chrono Cross irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it tries tying into Chrono Cross because...
Like, it ties it in a little bit better by giving you an optional final boss that's basically the final boss of Chrono Cross.
Well,
so people are just like, hey, you don't need to play Chrono Cross because you just fought the final boss of it in the DS version of Chrono Trigger.
actually, from what I looked up, the optional final boss of like the DS Chrono Trigger, it's like the pre-evolution of the final boss of Chrono Cross. So it's like
it's basically the same. It's basically what becomes the final boss in Chrono Cross, but whatever.
But he could still fuck your shit up, even if you're like max level on that too.
Yeah, there are optional bosses in the DS version that are actually harder than like actually hard bosses.
Plus a couple.
There are a couple of hard bosses in Chrono Trigger, but for the most part, they're all pretty simple.
Yeah, and then there's like the optional areas that you get access to in the DS version, which, in all honesty, it's just nothing but fetch quests and backtracking, and it's not that great.
Yeah, but you get to hear the unused music that was supposed to be in this version.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't actually make. There is an unused dungeon called that uses a song called Singing Mountain that was apparently supposed to be in this game. They just didn't know where to put it. And I don't think they even make that dungeon. They just used the music that was supposed to be for the dungeon in the DS version.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we got Hecarim here.
A boss to have an excuse to use magic on.
So this is the whole... This is why this is called the Hecarim Cave, because this is Hecarim, and he's... just like every other enemy you fight, he's only vulnerable to magic. So this is why I said try not to use up too much magic here. If you have Antipode, go ahead and use that. If you have the magic for it, by the way. It's actually kind of expensive.
Ha! 2.
Yeah, that's why you use magic. I mean, you can use physical attacks, but it's safer to just use magic. Yes, use water on Marl, the one who's water-based, and it still does 67! God damn it, Marl!
Yeah. Go ahead. Try an attack. Ah, you fucked.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done this, but at least I get to show off what happens if you hit him when he does this. And he does Water Wave, and this fucking hurts.
Yep.
Ow.
This is pretty much you just want to wait for him to get out of that guard.
Yeah. So while he's guarding like this, you use Aura Whirl to heal yourself, and then just wait. He will drop his guard eventually, just give him some time.
I do remember having problems with this boss the very first time I played through it because I didn't realize he was, like, trying to counterattack you.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Like, I think it took me about, like, 3 or 4 deaths before I realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't attack him when he's guarding. I was like,
Yeah, well,
I was
3 deaths?
Yeah, I was a slow person back then.
Also, apparently doing double text doesn't work very well because Fire Whirl only did 90 damage, so it's just like, okay, don't use double text.
At the very least, I think Fire Whirl is based on Luca's one of Luca's first texts that's not exactly fire or ice. I think it was the little fire thing that shoots in a straight line.
It might also... No, I think it's because Fire Whirl is still considered a physical attack because you're using Cyclone.
Man, I wanted you to show off Antipode already.
Eventually I'll use Antipode. I don't know when, though. I can't remember when I decide to use it. This is the best time to use it. For some reason, I don't think I remember using it.
I like how Hecarim's doing kind of like a little jig as you're fighting him. Feels like he's dancing to the music.
I think the reason why I'm not using Antipode is I'm making sure Marl is able to heal. Because if you get below 100 HP, you could die pretty easily. Because he does have an attack that hits your entire party, so...
Yeah.
Trust me, I want to show off Antipode as well, but I also don't want to die.
But I don't know, you're not really eating through your MP as much as you think you would be.
It's not the MP that's the problem, it's my HP that's the problem. There we go.
Don't attack! You fucked up. I think. Just barely.
I think I did it just before.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah, I timed that poorly.
Yeah, I think it always kind of gets me whenever I do something like that. Or like I'm about to unleash an attack, but then he barely gets in his counterattack start. I'm like, fuck.
Like, I had already input the command.
Yeah, and then he decided right then.
And then he put up his counter shield before it went off, so I had so I was completely screwed.
Yeah, I think if you have the system set to wait, then that won't be a problem. But if you have it to active, then that could potentially be a problem. But it's not something unhandleable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, did he put his shield down? Yes, he did.
Alright. It's kind of hard to tell because he still kept that stance.
Yeah, he's still in there. It's weird. Like, sometimes he counterattacks with water wave, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know.
Yes, indeed.
God damn it. I can't remember what that's actually called in the official translation.
Yeah, no, I think it may still be called that. I haven't really played the DS version in a long time.
Same here.
I mean, the only real difference is the translation.
I've never played the DS version. My brother has it.
Nice.
But it's weird. Like right now, he should be counterattacking. Maybe he's low on maybe he's out of magic, and that's why he's not counterattacking.
Oh,
there we go. Now he's doing it.
You're like, nope, fuck that. Just heal.
Like, apparently he dropped his counter shield, and I didn't realize it.
I think you could barely tell, like, because there it goes, brief counterattack break.
There, brief counterattack break. See, he doesn't change his sprite whenever that happens, so it's hard to tell if it's down or not if you're not paying attention to the...
Oh, there you go.
There, he's dead. Probably could have beaten him faster if I used Antipode, but I kept having to heal, so I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Huh. So, the leader of the Mystics decided to brought forth Magus 400 years ago.
Well, Magus
brought forth Lavos 400 years ago, which destroyed the future 1,000 years from now, so we gotta go back in the Middle Ages and kill Magus before he decides to awaken Lavos again. But apparently this Magus guy created Lavos, and he's gonna fuck over the planet, so we can't have that.
Yeah, don't be wanting that. Alright, Robo, get the fuck in here.
Yeah, now that I don't, this is my preferred way of doing it, is I try to keep everyone balanced in terms of levels. Because this is one of those games where benched characters do not gain experience. Which I know a lot of people don't care for that sort of thing, and I can understand why. Of course, this was back in, 1995, so people kind of didn't care about it that much.
Yes, jump into the dangerous water. Especially Robo.
Well, why not?
He might be waterproof. Maybe. Barely.
Okay, well, apparently that gets us all the way back over here by Luca's house. I don't know how that works.
'Cause fuck it.
And if you really want to, you can jump back into that whirlpool and go through Hecarim Cave again.
Could you? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, actually you can.
I've never really tried it.
You never need to do it anymore. Once you get through Hecarim Cave, there's no point.
Yeah. Unless you really felt like grinding on the enemies there.
So this is Luca's mom, Lara. They don't fully explain it, but Luca's mom's legs are broken, so she can't work anymore.
Yep.
So, Tavin... this leads back into the beginning of the game with the whole Millennial Fair thing. And so, Luca and Tavin try to earn money because that's the only way they can make a living.
Yeah. Now, are you trying to steal some of their stuff?
No, never.
Shifty eyes?
It's not really stealing if it belongs to Luca as well, you know.
I know, but Chrono is the one leading the way. I just
Anyway, whenever you...
I just,
At certain points in the story, if you come back to Luca's house and talk to Tabin, he gives you armor for Luca to use.
yeah, and it is pretty damn good for when he gives it to you.
Yeah, most of the Tabin equipment is pretty much Luca's best equipment for the remainder of the game. Specifically the Tabin vest because she gets 2 speed. And considering she's pretty much the slowest character in the game, she needs all the speed she can get.
Yep. Plus, I think if I saw it correctly, it gives her like a bit of fire defense.
Yes. I don't know exactly what points in the story you go back. Like, this one is pretty much required, because, I mean, you're right next to Luca's house. Why wouldn't you go there? But I don't remember every single point in the game where Tabin gives you more things. But don't worry, because you can never miss out on it. As long as you go back to him at random points in the game, he will give you other equipment.
I would assume, like, after every, like, important plot point, you could probably go back and get some free stuff out of him.
Probably.
You're never too old to collect silver points. But it's not real money.
Yeah, but you can trade it in for stuff.
Barely.
I don't know, apparently Gato's just filled with silver points.
I wonder what...
Luca can just cheat.
I wonder how much... I wonder how Gato would react to meeting Robo.
Good question. Also, if you remember a long time ago, back when we were in jail, we rescued Fritz, and now that we've saved him, he is here in the shop and he gives you 10 mid-ethers for saving him.
Hell yes.
If you don't save him, I don't think he dies. I think someone else rescues him. You just don't get the mid-ethers because he's like, hey, it's you. You're the guy that didn't save me last time, you asshole.
I just imagine...
I almost died thanks to you.
It's working hard or hardly working. Ha 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 ha.
Shut up. I work in retail and it's fucking obnoxious sometimes.
Yeah. Hey. Pretty much all the shit that Melchior was selling you.
Yeah, except
Actually,
except less expensive.
I
I mean, you're still not going to be able to afford any of it, but
yeah.
it's there. I mean, if you have 12,000 gold, if you have over 12,000 gold the very first time you play this game, you're grinding, and there's no reason for that.
I heard you say galled.
Hey, I play Tails.
I know.
Deal with it.
Damn it.
I mean, how often do you call gold galled still?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's,
Don't say you don't know.
it's like the people that call rings coins. I'm that type of person, by the way.
I get you.
He's like, oh god, I thought you were dead.
Nah, I'm fine. I saved you. Nah, I'm fine. It's like, I thought you got arrested. That was a week ago. I mean, no. They lied.
Alright, everyone in the bed. Same bed.
Shifty eyes.
There's no other beds. Not even for his own mother.
There's a couch.
Yeah, close enough.
And this is the Poyozo doll that we got for going through Norstein Beckler's thing.
0 ounces of cat food.
Yeah, if you want more cat food, you have to go back to the fair and keep playing Norstein Beckler's game, and... Sorry, kitty. Every time you get more cat food, you actually get more cats in your house, and Chrono becomes the crazy cat person.
Does he start, like, wailing incoherently, like...
No, but you'll come, like, I think you can get up to, like, 10 cats.
Oh, jeez.
and they just kind of wander around your house.
Man,
And I think the more cats you get, Chrono's mom's just going like, where are all these cats coming from? What the heck?
it would have been funny as hell if Chrono somehow got a tech involving throwing cats at the enemies. You just hear him yelling like the crazy cat lady in The Simpsons. Like, that would have been awesome. Because I know in Bowser's Inside Story, when you collect like those little blitties, and then once you collect them all, you get like this super strong special attack that involves throwing blitties and like that one Broggy dog at your enemy.
Yeah. Also, whenever you're at Chrono's house, whenever you get new characters, Chrono's mom has something to say about them, so...
He was like, what the fuck is that? I'm a robot, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Like, wow, that... It's like, hey, Luca, is that one of your new inventions or something? Kinda, sort of.
Sure, why not?
Anyway, now that we're back home, we gotta get out of this time period because there's not much else we can do in 1000 AD right now.
Time to go fuck up Magus.
We kind of can't... Yeah, if we speak... Yeah, we need to go back to 600 AD and kill Magus before he decides to create Lavos.
Also, Nintendo just released Bowser's Inside Story on Wii U Virtual Console already.
Oh, stop. It's never going to happen because the NX is coming out later this year.
I know, but I want my fucking Bowser's Inside Story on a console, damn it. Gives me an excuse to record it.